Hi, I want to talk about how Newton's theory of gravity gained instant traction by being the first explanation in theoretical physics for Kepler's empirical third law of elliptical orbits. And what Kepler noted was if you take the square of the orbital period of any planet's orbit, it's proportional to the cube of the semi-major axis of that elliptical orbit. So let's think about it from the lens of Newtonian physics. From centripetal force, the size of a centripetal force has to be equal to the mass of an object times the centripetal acceleration. The speed of the object squared divided by the radius of the turn that it's traveling in. And for an object that's traveling in circular motion, well, that speed would be 2 pi times the radius divided by the period of that circular motion. So if I clean that up, the size of the centripetal force would have to be equal to the mass of our object times 4 pi squared times the radius of the orbit divided by the period squared. So, applying Newton's second law, gravity is acting as a centripetal force for the motion of planets. So the force of gravity is the universal gravity constant times the mass of the planet times the mass of the sun divided by the distance between the planet and the sun squared. Well, the mass of the planet shows up on both sides. It's gone. I can get this radius over here, and that gives me a radius cubed, and I can get the period squared out of the denominator, and after a little bit of rearranging, we have the period squared equals 4, a constant, pi squared, another constant, divided by the universal gravity constant, the mass of our sun, or the mass of any object at the center of an orbit, which, for the sake of that problem, is a constant, times the radius of the orbit cubed. Trivial result coming directly from Newton's theory of gravity, which is why in the 1700s it was instantly accepted because it explained a really big problem in astronomy. One, what's the constant proportionality we have to deal with? And two, where does this period squared equals radius cubed come about anyway? Thanks for watching.